The wind crawled across the open plains like a ghost looking for a place to rest. Dust drifted around the lone figure, riding slowly toward the town of Redwater. His hat was pulled low, his jaw unshaven, and his eyes tired from too many nights without sleep. His name was Cole Maddox, a rancher, a quiet man, and someone the town rarely noticed unless they needed help. Tonight, though, someone was waiting for him. His horse stopped at the edge of town. Lamps flickered along the wooden sidewalks. A few saloon lights still burned, but most of Redwater slept. Cole dismounted, tied his horse, and walked toward the general store. He wasn't expecting company, yet a shadow moved near the back door. He froze. A soft voice whispered urgently, "Cole, over here." He knew that voice instantly. Clara Hale, daughter of Judge Hale, the most powerful man in Redwater. Beautiful, smart, untouchable, and forbidden to a man like Cole. She stepped into the moonlight. Her hair was messy as if she had run all the way. Her breath trembled, and her eyes, dark, wide, scared, were fixed only on him. "Clara," he whispered, "what are you doing out here?" She grabbed his coat with shaking hands. "Cole, listen to me. This is forbidden." Her whisper was shaky, desperate. "Papa will destroy you if he finds out I'm talking to you. But I had no one else to turn to." Cole looked around the empty street. "Find out what? What happened?" Clara swallowed hard. "It's my brother, Ethan. He's missing." Cole stiffened. Ethan Hale was a troublemaker, but he was just a boy. "Missing since when?" "Since this afternoon. He never came home from the creek. And," she paused, voice breaking, "and Papa told the sheriff not to look for him." Cole stared at her. Why the hell would he do that? Clara looked down. "Because Papa thinks Ethan disgraced our family. He's convinced Ethan ran away on purpose. He told everyone no one is allowed to search." Cole cursed under his breath. Judge Hale's pride was larger than the entire state of Wyoming. But Ethan was still a child. Cole put a hand on her shoulder. "Clara, you did the right thing coming to me. I'll help." She shook her head. Tears welled. "Cole, if anyone sees us." "Don't matter," he said firmly. "A kid's life matters more than your father's pride." Clara's breath hitched with relief, but fear still clouded her eyes, as though she was hiding something. They moved quietly through the alley, heading toward the stables. Night smelled of pine and dust. The moon hung low. "Tell me everything you know," Cole said. Clara hesitated. "Ethan wasn't alone at the creek. He went with 2 friends, and they came back terrified. They said a group of armed men passed by. Strange men. They said Ethan argued with them, and then—" She swallowed. "They heard a gunshot." Cole's step stopped. "You think they took him?" "I don't know. But Papa won't let anyone investigate. He says it'll make the town look weak. He'd rather keep everything quiet." Cole clenched his jaw. So that was it. Judge Hale cared more about reputation than blood. "Clara," he said carefully, "why come to me? Why trust me?" Her voice softened, still trembling. "Because you're the only one who ever looked at me like I was a person, not a prize." Cole blinked. That admission hit him in the chest harder than a rifle butt. Before he could respond, a heavy boot step echoed behind them. Cole immediately reached for his revolver, but Clara grabbed his hand. "No, it's just me." A boy stepped from behind the barrels. Tommy Briggs, 14, Ethan's closest friend. "Mr. Maddox," Tommy panted, "I've been looking for you. Ethan, he's alive. But he's in trouble." "Where?" Cole demanded. Tommy looked pale. "They took him to the old Silver Ridge mine." Cold silence fell. The mine had been abandoned for 10 years. Everyone knew who occupied it now. Bandits. Gunmen. The Sutter gang. Clara's hand tightened around Cole's sleeve. "Cole, you can't go alone." "I'm not," he said. "You 2 are staying here. I'll handle the rest." Clara's face went white. "No. Those men are killers." He touched her cheek gently. "I've been shot at before." "That's not what I'm afraid of," she whispered. She was afraid of losing him. Cole saddled his horse fast. As he mounted, Clara stepped close, her voice trembling with a mixture of fear and longing. "Cole, please, come back safe." Cole's voice was low. "I intend to." As he rode off into the night, Clara watched him disappear down the road, her heart pounding like a drum. And she whispered again, to no one, "This is forbidden." But she knew the truth. What was happening between her and Cole Maddox? What had already begun in that quiet alley would shake the entire town of Redwater before dawn. Silver Ridge Mine stood like a scar carved into the mountainside. Cold wind whistled through broken beams. Torches flickered near the entrance, casting shadows of armed men. Cole tied his horse behind a boulder. Tommy's information was clear. Ethan Hale was being held hostage inside. Cole knew the Sutter gang, ruthless, desperate, willing to take anything valuable. And Ethan Hale, being the judge's son, was a perfect bargaining chip. Cole crept along the ridge, revolver drawn. A guard stood outside, scratching his beard. One clean hit. Cole swung his rifle, but sharply. The man dropped silently. Inside, faint voices echoed through tunnels. "Judge Hale ain't paying," a rough voice growled. "We'll make the kid talk. Maybe he's hiding something." Ethan whimpered in reply. Cole moved faster. He slipped behind a beam, aimed carefully, and fired. Crack! The nearest bandit fell. Chaos erupted instantly. "What the? Who's there?" Cole ducked behind a cart, firing again. Echoes bounced off stone walls. Dust exploded into the air. 2 more bandits went down. Ethan screamed, "Cole! Stay down, kid." A shotgun blast ripped through the wood beside Cole's face. He rolled, fired, and clipped another outlaw's shoulder. Footsteps thundered behind him. He spun and froze. Clara. She stood at the entrance of the tunnel, breathing hard, lantern in hand, skirt torn from running. "Clara," Cole hissed. "What the hell are you doing here? I'm not letting you fight alone." Her voice was shaking, but her eyes were steel. He wanted to yell. He wanted to drag her outside. But there was no time. More gunfire erupted, forcing Cole to grab her arm and pull her behind cover. "This was stupid," he muttered. "Maybe," she whispered, trembling. "But leaving you to die would have been even more stupid." Their eyes locked. For a moment the gunshots faded. Then another voice roared from deeper inside the mine. "Bring the girl and the rancher alive." They knew who he was. Clara gasped. "Cole, they knew your name." Cole's blood ran cold. This wasn't random. This was a setup. He pushed Clara behind a beam. "Stay hidden." He charged forward, blasting through wooden crates, closing in on Ethan's voice. A bandit tackled him. They rolled across the ground. Cole slammed the man's head into the dirt, grabbed his revolver, and continued. "Cole, I'm here." Ethan cried. Cole spotted him, tied to a support beam, bruised but alive. He knelt fast, cutting him loose. "You okay?" Ethan sobbed. "I knew you'd come." Before Cole could answer, Clara screamed. Cole spun around. A man had grabbed her from behind, a knife to her throat. It was Marcus Sutter, leader of the gang. Ruthless, cunning, cold. "Well now," Marcus sneered, "if it ain't Judge Hale's little princess, and the rancher she's been sneaking around with." Cole went still. Clara's eyes widened in shock. How do you know?" Marcus laughed. "Sweetheart, your daddy talks louder when he's drunk. Half the town knows you've been meeting up with this rancher." Clara's cheeks flushed with shame. Cole's fists tightened. Marcus pressed the knife closer. "You killed 3 of my men, Maddox. I ought to gut you, but I got a better idea." Cole glared. "What do you want?" "A trade. The girl and the boy for one simple thing." Cole's voice hardened. "What?" Judge Hale steps down. "Leaves Redwater. Forever." Clara gasped. Ethan shook his head violently. "No, Papa won't." Cole interrupted. "And if he refuses?" Marcus smirked. "I'll send his children back to him, one piece at a time." The mine fell silent. Clara's breath hitched. Ethan trembled. Cole felt rage boil inside him like wildfire. Marcus whispered in Clara's ear. "And you, darling? You whispering to ranchers in the dark? TSK, TSK. That's something the whole town is gonna love." Clara shut her eyes, tears slipping down. "Cole," she whispered, "I'm sorry this is my fault." Cole's voice was low, deadly calm. "No, it ain't. But this ends now. Before Marcus could react, Cole threw his knife straight into the torch beam. The lantern shattered. Flames exploded. Bandits yelled as fire roared up the tunnel. Marcus jerked back, loosening his grip on Clara. She ducked. Cole lunged and slammed Marcus into the dirt. They grappled violently. Marcus slashed Cole's arm. Cole punched him across the jaw. Marcus kicked him hard, sending him into a wall. But then, Marcus grabbed a pistol from the ground. Clara screamed. Cole dove sideways. Bang! The gunshot echoed. Clara froze, breath gone. Then Marcus collapsed, a bullet hole in his chest. Behind him stood Ethan, holding the smoking gun, with shaking hands. I had to, Ethan said, dropping the weapon. He was gonna kill him. Cole grabbed the boy and pulled him close. You did good, kid. Real good. They escaped the burning mine, just before the roof collapsed, sealing the Sutter gang forever inside the mountain. Outside, dawn was breaking. Clara leaned against Cole, overwhelmed. Ethan hugged her tightly. Cole exhaled long and slow. It's over. But in truth it wasn't, because standing on the ridge above them was Judge Hale, flanked by his deputies, staring down with fury and disbelief. His gaze locked on Cole's arm around Clara. What? Judge Hale growled. Is going on here? Clara stepped forward, voice strong for the first time. Papa, Cole saved us. If it weren't for him, Ethan and I would be dead. Judge Hale's jaw worked, but then Ethan stepped forward too. Papa, please. He's the reason we're alive. Silence. Then Clara whispered the same forbidden words again, but this time, loud enough for everyone to hear. Papa, I love him. Gasps rippled through the deputies. Judge Hale's face twisted. Anger, then shock, then something softer. Cole braced himself. He expected a gun, a threat, anything. But instead, Judge Hale stepped back. All of Redwater heard what happened tonight, he said slowly. You shook this entire town, Maddox. You saved my family. I owe you more than you know. Cole blinked. Clara's fingers slid into his. Judge Hale nodded once, stiffly. If my daughter chooses you, then so be it. The sun rose behind them, warm and golden. Clara leaned into Cole, whispering softly. Maybe it wasn't forbidden after all. Cole smiled faintly. No, he said. Just hidden. They rode back to Redwater together. The rancher, the judge's daughter, and the boy who changed everything. And the whole town watched. Because what happened that night truly shook Redwater forever.